Good morning. I'm running super late. I'm gonna put the get ready with me that I made right now. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but I was rushing. I'm going out to see my friends for coffee. 10 minutes ago was when I was supposed to arrive. So like, we're talking very late. But it's okay because I woke up late. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm in a rush. You guys, I just have to say, I've been listening to Girls Gone Bible. It is the absolute best podcast if you need a hot girl walk. It's the best. Also, this wind is killing me.
Let's clock out, you and me, wander around West County. Take my hand, shop and see, only get paid hourly. We can carpool, I can drive, listen to Jackson 5. We can make it, we'll survive, though we might be sleep deprived. Employee discounts will be our fall when we make our money and spend it all. Working retail at the mall.
1, 2, 3, fuck it.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey guys, I thought I'd do an update. So I got home from my coffee afternoon thing. I sat on the sofa for about an hour and edited some TikToks. And now I'm here. I have to go to church. I should leave now, but I am gonna be a little bit late because I'm so tired. I was out all yesterday and pretty much all today. Luckily, I'm not working really at all. I've got 1 or 2 days next week. Obviously, if you follow my channel, you know I work at film and TV, and film and TV is on a strike because the actors are on a strike, film and TV isn't. There's not a lot of work going at the moment, so I sort of work when I can, but it's not awful. So luckily I can recover from the weekend tomorrow, which sounds so silly, and I didn't even like go out or drink or anything. I was just like hanging out with friends. All of the shops are insanely busy, and I feel like me, like, you're hibernating now. I don't want to be out in all of the hustle and bustle. I want to be home. So yeah, I'm a bit tired, but hopefully a bit of church time will make me feel better. So we'll see. Okay, let's go. Hey guys, so it is the next day. I didn't do an outro after I came back from church, but going for coffee and then going to church really got me thinking about like how everyone's doing this year. This time of year is pretty rough for most people with the seasons changing and everything. So I thought I would run down a few things that I've been doing to like keep myself all good during this season. While I do that though, I'm gonna roll out some cookies and bake them. Here's my cookie mix that I made last night. I'm making these cookies for this, bear with me, this church group that I've been going to recently. It's an alpha course and it's so wholesome, it's amazing. And I volunteered to bake, so I thought I'd do pretty much the only thing I can bake, which is sort of American style cookies. I don't know, they're the ones my mom always did growing up. Baking paper. So I just finished making a TikTok about this, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about it in this vlog. But pretty much every friend that I've spoken to, apart from maybe one, has been really struggling with the seasons changing this year. I think it's because in the UK we didn't really get a good summer, so everyone feels a little bit like shortchanged. And obviously it gets darker this time of year. We're kind of in a recession, I think. Like, it's not good for everyone. However, I've sort of managed to get myself out of the slump that I've been in since September, and I thought I would share with you guys how I did it. So firstly, I figured out what my coping mechanism was. I was using going out, and it was more like drinking with people from work. That I've always had like a pretty hard and fast rule that I don't drink with people from work, and I started doing that. Should have been a little warning bell in my head, but I started doing it a lot this summer, just hanging out with people from work and drinking and like going out pretty much every night of the week. I don't mean going out, I mean like going to the pub or going for dinner or something like that. Just basically to escape the fact that, as you guys might know if you've been following my channel for a while, my boyfriend's been working away for the last 7 months. It's been horrific. but it only really started to have a massive impact on me, I'd say from like July onwards. He is back now, so life is better, don't worry about that. But I really wasn't enjoying being alone in my apartment. Like, I think it just started getting to me. So my coping mechanism was going out, not even with like friends, like I said, work colleagues. Once I figured out that that was the thing that I was using to cope unhealthily, I completely cut it out. Like, the job I was on ended, but if I'd still been on it, I would have just stopped going out. And I completely cut alcohol out of my life. I don't know how long I'll do that for, but I've done this a few times. Like, I do it pretty much every year for Lent. I've never missed it when I've given it up. I just really like the aesthetics of like cocktails and fancy like bourbons and stuff like that. So that's the only part of it that I miss. This is getting really messy. But once I cut that out, it didn't get easier. It actually got a lot harder, because although I cut out the unhealthy coping mechanism, all of the emotions that you're pushing down come up. So I did a lot of journaling. So when you cut out whatever your coping mechanism is, if it's shopping, going out, anything, once you cut it out, it will get a little bit harder for a while. I'd say I had about 1 or 2 weeks of just like hating my life. Like, I was stuck alone in my flat, I wasn't really going out, and I had nothing to numb me anymore. And it was really rough for about a week, and then I just started being comfortable being alone. I'm gonna put these bad boys in the oven. Obviously this time of year, everyone is socializing a lot less, so you do kind of have to get used to being alone. But what I was doing in the evening was putting on that like Christmas ambience and just having like noises and voices. Like, I'd be listening to podcasts, just having other voices around me did help at first with the loneliness until I got over it. And then I was just journaling, loads of Bible reading. The other thing I said in the TikTok is, once you've started dealing with your emotions, now you have to get your motivation back, because everyone's sluggish this time of year. It's completely normal. Like, it's actually like probably our biological nature. I don't know anything about biology, but we're all supposed to be hibernating this time of year, right? So once you've got comfortable being alone, obviously you don't want to completely isolate yourself. So what I would do next is join some kind of community organized thing. I joined an alpha group. One of my friends, Jenny, actually, who was in the video earlier, invited me along, and I've been a Christian my whole life, but I'd never gone to an alpha meeting. And it's just for people who are curious about Christianity. It's really chill, but it's always positive vibes. So you've got to find something that's positive vibes, like whether it's a dance class, a chess club, like a uni society, board game night, I don't know, something that just gives you positive vibes, forces you to like get out and not use your coping mechanisms to socialize. So like, obviously at Alpha there's no alcohol, duh, and I'm sure at a dance class there would also be none of that. Whatever your coping mechanism is, make sure you're socializing without using that. Then once you're starting to feel a bit better, then you need to kickstart your motivation, because you don't just want to plateau and be like, well, I'm fine now, like it's all right, I guess. You want to like get up there and finish the year on a high. So now it's time to start pumping yourself with motivational content. Obviously, being a Christian, I just started listening to a bunch of podcasts, a bunch of sermons, motivational sermons, audiobooks, anything that made me get in that like excited, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna achieve my goals kind of mood. And listen, sometimes you manually have to start your motivation. Like, that's fine. Sometimes you do have to manually do it. If you're not a Christian, I'd recommend TED Talks, audiobook, you probably know by now what the thing is that motivates you. Those confidence talks that people do on YouTube, like all of that, just listen to it constantly. Like, have an audiobook going in the background when you're cleaning, do your hot girl walk, all of it. I promise you it will have a difference if you find the right thing. If you're just listening to like a girly girl podcast, it's probably not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie, you need to be consuming motivational and aspirational content. It has to be about life improvements, which is why I love sermons, because there are so many good sermons that will get you out of a rut. Just in 1 hour, you just listen to the sermon and boom, you're ready to go. So do that for another couple weeks. Get organized, budget. A lot of the stress this time of year is to do with money, so make sure you're budgeting, you know what you're doing, you know how much money you have, you know how much you can spend, all that kind of stuff. And that is what I've done, and I can say I feel 1,000,000 times better than I did 3 or 4 weeks ago. If you've been in a rut like me and every other girl I know, then leave a comment, because I'm gonna try and do some more of this like motivational advice content, because it's what I consume a lot of, and I realized that I have kind of pulled myself out of a bad spot recently, so I feel like I have a little bit of wisdom to bestow. Okay, I think the first batch of cookies is nearly done. Okay, no, maybe the oven wasn't preheated enough. I'll check back in when these are good. Well, this is how my cookies turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed discussing these topics, so let me know if you want any more videos like this, and I'll definitely have some coming for you guys. Otherwise, if you enjoyed, subscribe and leave a little like and a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!